Oh, so maybe somebody got into it or so and working.
Baltimore's in.
Yeah, I got a note that he tried to log in.
I'll come. Nothing's working. I'll hit these links and they're not.
Anybody else in besides Baltimore?
No. How was your open house season? Get many people?
Open house. I haven't opened house in 5 years.
Oh, really?
I can't get vacation.
Forever, been running for 5 years almost.
They only let one guy off a month or a week during the month, so I can't get November. All the old heads need to suck it up. It's too hard to try to figure out like to do it for a day or two and whether I'm gonna work the night of or the night before and try to hold it,
River didn't run for over 4 years.
You haven't run that railroad in 4 years?
No, I have now a couple times. But,
Well, ever since the pandemic and him being hurt, I've worked 12 hours. And then everything
River
going
was
on
just shut
upstairs
down
and
and
he's
got
had it over
dirty
years.
and-
I just don't have enough time to do everything. You get
Charlie's
tired,
had
you
that
still
over
not
5
right.
years.
You know, you work 12 hours, then you gotta come home and tend to everything else.
Yeah.
But where does he time to play with the trades? You don't.
Last time I had,
Day off, you know, sometimes
last time I had
days
a
off.
house was the last time right before the pandemic. I know for about 20 years, prior to that. I think I missed 1 year when I had my leg operated on.
Last time I was there, Rich Bible was still with us. I went with him and Chet. And, Larry. You trying all over again?
Well, yeah, cause I got anything, click on it, wasn't working at all. I don't know why,
You have Zoom on your computer?
somewhere. Just not working. Update and restart. Don't wanna update.
Well, the LEDs, Bob, LEDs,
Yeah.
they work in a regular, say, where you have to have a whole new fixture.
I knew too.
I mean, will that tube work in a regular?
Yeah, they have ones now. The first ones that came out, you put like a power to them direct and redo them. But now I think enough people has enough, they have ones that basically it still goes through the ballast.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them burned out. Still got a bunch of bulbs. Or, you know, he needs to change them now because I can't reach up there anymore.
But if you look, like, all like the silver liners and all, that's what they all have in it. They take it out all the flushing tubes and put those in.
At first, I was looking at them and I said, well, they gotta be LEDs. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I bought a whole bunch of LED strings out of Micromark to redo my lighting on my layout. Because I redid the lighting that over where the, what called a flyover or Belfon is. And the background that I did for sky was, you know, blue, what do we call it?
Blue paint.
Good. 2-foot pieces of color paper. That I spray painted white on it. With clouds on. They both have the same thing, that where the LEDs are, it's a whole different color. Entirely different. I bought a whole bunch more to redo it, but I haven't done them yet. Do away with the Christmas bulbs.
You want some ballasts? I probably have a couple laying around.
All right, nice to see we've got a few early arrivers here.
Hello, Chris. How are you? We're going to send out a meeting note for the Board of Directors meeting later.
Okay,
Can you see? I'm just doing a flyover of Bob's layout. Can you see it?
okay.
Can you see the flyover though?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Being an Eagles fan, should I take that towel?
Who's on the Zoom?
So far, Chris Bradley, Bruce Harvey, and Volkmore.
Oh, Bruce is on?
Yeah, Bruce. And for those that wonder what Bruce looks like, peace, love, Bobby Sherman's belly button. I'm going to go back on mute again. Oh, before I go on mute, yeah, Bob's trying to set up the computer here.
Okay.
Okay.
So until then, he's the dad who's the owner of Dad's iPhone, which is what your picture is identified as.
Yeah, no, that's me. I'm Dad's iPhone.
Oh,
Me.
okay.
Does it say me on your side?
Now it just says Dad's iPhone.
Oh, on my side it says Dad's iPhone.
Okay. So is mine. But so is what I see of yours, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine says Christian Bradley.
That's what it says on my side too.
Yeah. Hey, Baltimore's got a nice setup of the Indianapolis terminal there.
I'm not seeing his. Hopefully we get the computer working. I'm working off the iPhone, so
Yeah, maybe all those pictures don't show on the iPhone, but
yeah.
if they did, they'd be awfully tiny.
No.
That's a great looking model of the Indianapolis traction terminal. What I think is funny, I saw a photograph of that around 1910, and across the street is a hotel named, I swear to God, the name is the Bates Hotel. Not to be confused with the Bates Motel. But as I say, this picture was from 1910, and the movie I'm thinking of was from 1960, so it's got to be just coincidence. Hi, Alan.
Hi. Hi, Bruce.
Hey, Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good thing we didn't get much snow.
Yeah, it was a surprise snow here in Baltimore. The forecast said just a dusting, like during the morning hours, like 8 to noon. And then when I woke up like 3 in the morning, checked the forecast. Oh, there's no snow. It's all just cloudy all day. But the surprise was the snow came overnight, like midnight to 4 or something like that, and it was more than a dusting.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 inches.
wow. Yeah, they were pretty much right on here. They said in the early morning hours, about half an inch.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot later than here.
For those online, Bob's computer needs an update for the Zoom. So we're waiting for the update to come through.
Oh yeah, I ran up against that too. It only took about 5 minutes.
Hopefully we're already a couple minutes into it, so hopefully it'll only be a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And KSA County sits at on for 56.
Yeah.
And then, in other words,
Okay, it appears that we're up and running now. The Zoom meeting has started. We'll have a business meeting in about 5 minutes. Are you muted?
it's me, right?
Yeah.
It should be
I hope I was doing trying to get me on that 2 years ago. I gave up. I've never been able to get on. Zoom.
Yeah, they keep changing it.
Well, one, I'm not a computer guy, so my daughter's pretty good at it, and she uses the stuff we throw on there, and like, do that, she that. And she didn't have any luck at it, I was never going to have any luck, so I've never had it going through this. Feelings with, if I'm not the person, I don't have anything good on. That's why I kind of always thought, you know, and then it's over, why can't that Zoom Yeah.
Television. At the table, you go to the TV.
Well, if you got these people that are far away and they don't wanna travel, you know. But see, it's all right, if I'm sitting at home and I'm trying to set it up or so, and I'm a different type, trying to do it from somebody else's house,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, this stuff. Like I said, I've never had any luck with it, so if I don't show up in person, I have no idea what happened, you spend me, you know, and. Like I said,
While we're waiting for a couple minutes, I'm going to do another flyover. Chris Bradley saw the original one.
I was there.
And Volkmer, you're in, I can now see your terminal there. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. House around my place. Yeah, why? And,
Except this last time, the cell stopped working too.
It's
After 4 days.
House he's there.
Ground in the cable.
I can't go up the driveway and cut
Yeah,
down, I'll kill myself, you know, and.
Another thing, I should probably bundle all this stuff together.
The guys that are online,
I was there last year, that's where I got the calendar last year.
you're missing some good fattening
I
food.
just had carbon.
Oh,
Yeah.
those
I'm gonna try driving Jersey. And so that one you want to down.
This is all from memory, but this was Bob's house up in Eagle Knob, was it?
I like that, I thought this was.
Your house in Eagle Knob?
Because Bob's.
This is your house here? My mistake, it's the house here.
My daughter got the, you know.
Uh, It might be my car.
I fit the bullet, and you got a river, past the magazine.
Okay.
Well. Turn around a circle, no, what about train, right? Well, she had. About 8 boxes of stuff. Lionel. American Flyer and HL. All mixed up together in these 8 boxes. You know. But after we talked to well, most of it is average. I think the best way to get rid of it is to take it over to Austin place, have a fever you. I enjoy it. She agreed. I said, but if there's somebody to do something, a friend of mine has a line.
Hi, Rich, you coming down to Bob's?
It was a engine with the electronics.
Oh,
Okay, it's not working.
yeah, because everybody, people like calendars there, yeah. Okay, then, thank you.
I spent $40 in front of, put an old set where the mechanic was even that. Kids have just so much fun. So this one has that, the whole 27 cents, nice set, let's put that aside. And doing all this stuff, and where you go? Why should I make 2 trips over to Cabin Fever? So I bundled it up with some of the stuff I had. I also bundled I asked if they take 2 magazines. I bundled up all the short line gas, that magazine. Got a nice beautiful shelf that I could use for something like that. Next will be the O scale.
Just so you're in the loop.
Right, one, now an annual instead of a 5 monthly or quarterly, whatever it was.
Well, now. Like,
That's
the same time. But that's what.
Or O scale screens, I think. It's not behind a lot of all scales there.
Oh, is it possible for you to unmute Dad's iPhone?
Got a working truck. Yeah, somebody got it working, yeah. Hey, Bob, since you've been down here, have you had any open houses in November? Yeah, I think one. One? How was it? Meeting. Dr. Richard. Charlie, you talk to Rich? Yeah, he's on his way here. It's a few minutes away, he said. Okay.
Yellow?
But it moved a lot of.
And then it's named after the yellow that was used on the reefers for the armor meat company. That's why it's armor yellow.
Close. For a while, pie in the sky, I guess, from where.
Yeah, I think there's a different yellow now because that yellow originally had lead in it. You can't have lead anymore in your paint.
It's, I forget the name of it, it's still basically called armor, but it's got a, another acrylic name mixed into it, yeah. Somebody, friend of mine, UP told me down there.
I can remember laying on a roof and it was red lead at home.
No, your roof at home, red lead.
It wasn't really one, but in Philly on Back Hart Street, that had a.
Yeah, my old, you say, it was red underneath. So I assume that was red lead paint they used.
I had,
Tin roof, tin roof.
no, well, I had it out with the guy from Steel Coat down in Timonium one time a couple of years ago.
Why is that?
He had all the Steel Coat paints there.
I think some of the stuff.
And I told him, your Steel Coat Tuscan Red sucks.
I think many people weren't.
Oh, it's perfect. I said, your ass. I said, you know what? I said, I use Steel Coat Tuscan Red. I use 1 part Tuscan Red and 6 parts Canadian Pacific Red, which is Caboose red, that basically. You bring the red up. I said, your red is so far. Oh, no, it's perfect. I says, I had guys from my Pennsylvania River Technical Society say that my P70s that I painted are dead on the money. And that's the colors I use.
And
And
we're
the same
talking,
thing as Brunswick green is too goddamn green. It should be almost black.
I don't know if you guys can hear, we're talking about colors, railroads, although we're a trolley.
Yeah, we
club.
hear you, yeah.
It was trivia question. I only learned this yesterday. Union Pacific's yellow is armor yellow.
Yes,
And the reason it's called armor yellow,
has to do with
Because
armor
it's the
meat
same
packing,
color.
I don't know.
it's the same color yellow that Armor Meat Company used on their reefers.
That was just a guess.
Somebody said here because they pulled a lot of ham. And I'm like, yeah, basically that's why.
I was on
Yeah.
the reefer with the smoke.
There's something odd about, the picture from Bob. You're real clear up close, like you and Charlie, but it rapidly becomes out of focus just behind you.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna try to.
The way you
how do
have
make
your
this
thing
louder
set
if I
up,
can
you
hear it?
have to change that feature. You have to change the view.
Right corner.
Here, hang on, let me see what
I'm
it
looking
is.
for a volume button
On the right corner, there's no button.
on your computer.
The screen don't work, Charlie, you gotta use the mouse.
Yeah, use the mouse.
Mouse. Works better on this side, right?
Okay, so I just blurred my background. Get
There
rid
you
of the
go.
blur. You just go up to background and effects and you change it to none, and there you won't have that problem.
I feel like I'm in Pittsburgh with that second row of PCCs you have there.
For yeah, second
it's
row,
quite a
third
lineup.
row, fourth row.
Yeah. The color, very colorful.
There's a couple over there too.
So
Here, get rid of the blur. Did you get rid of your blur?
how do we do it now? Where do we go?
Click on your window. Go up in the corner, there's a little box.
Yeah.
Then it says, let's see. No, where did I do it? It was that one. No.
Oh, blur my, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so put it on none.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
unclicked.
so now we can
blur
see
your
the
black-
background now.
Yeah. So is it better now?
Well, it's not blurry.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not that much
And now
to
you can
see,
see
just the
me, so
ceiling.
it's
I
not
mean,
better.
on mine here, you see what happens there? There's my blurred
Yeah.
background.
Yeah,
Yes.
So I just get rid of it.
We got calendar.
Now there's some that are just blurry, period. You got to clean, Chris, you got to clean your camera lens there or something.
oh yeah,
It just seems hazy all over the
Yes.
whole
Yeah.
screen. That's okay. You can be a blur.
Well, let's start the
Alan
meeting.
hasn't said anything. Alan, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Excellent. Excellent. And I know Volkmer's there. He cut his microphone off again. I was going to talk to him before when people were babbling in the background here.
Well, you know what, Volkmer, can you hear us?
Microphone's off.
Your mic is off.
I can hear you all.
Yeah.
Okay, can you do us a favor while we're waiting for Rich Allman to show up? Why don't you describe what's in your background there?
Yeah, this is HO scale model of
Yes.
Indianapolis traction terminal. Still under construction. The upper floors are not yet full finished. There are no windows inside, and the also is lacking the roof part. But the first 3 floors are finished, and the twin hall is finished.
We got calendars a few months.
Yeah, which is 9 tracks, but only
That's all there is with calendars when they're gone.
tracks
It's over.
can be used because I have not enough place. So the 3
Turnouts.
tracks on the west side are only for static display, but all the other tracks are made for small loop.
About 40 years.
Yeah, I can go
And
there.
they still have to send it through the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or the
I hope-
HO end scale?
this is HO.
It looks bigger than, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, this is HO. I'm making N scale also, but not the traction terminal. But just for fun, I made
What's going on?
this is 1 to 500. I will try making a very small model. Perhaps I can.
And what was that N scale?
Now this is even below N scale. This is P scale. Yeah.
That way you'll have enough room to do the whole terminal complex.
Yeah. Perhaps I will have a little more room. I will first finish the building, And then I can extend the loop. All the parts are removable.
2 hours.
So I can remove.
Uh-oh.
Yep, there's the rest of the room.
Just the background. Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't the
I
terminal
can
itself.
remove all parts and even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be fixed.
Yeah.
It will be not
You got room on
glued.
there?
I will screw the elements. So it may be. I can make bigger parts of the terminal. Yeah. And this normally is my test track also for my own
Sell it, but.
3D printed models.
You
And I use it for
Very infrequently.
display, to make test runs, and
That's it.
because these are very straight curves.
When she delivers them in board, they would very much.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
So let's ask Bob a question. Where are the buildings that are quote up on the hill that you were working on? I remember seeing them in a blog or something. I know you have your house, and then you were working on that one street, but I never saw them in quite a while.
Buildings on a hill or a street. I have
No. That Bob Dietrich.
Bob Dietrich.
Yeah. Okay, Bob Dietrich. Yeah.
Show it.
I thought you were done, Volkmar. I'm
Bob's
sorry.
going to take my camera and show you.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he up in the you up in the kitchen now?
Oh, I see that. Oh, I see.
Oh, there's Bob up there. Flip it around, Bob.
Yeah, flip the phone around. There you go.
Now I see you.
Yeah. Okay, do it the other way again. There you. No, flip the phone. There you go.
Okay, there's the that was the yard.
You gotta keep talking.
I gotta keep talking.
Yeah.
Want the address? I'll tell you what.
He has taped air ducts.
You probably have a different phone number too, right?
So point it at the layout, Bob.
You know what? I'm going to go to where he is. I'm going to put this one on mute. Let me go down there and take that off of mute and have him talk, okay?
Okay.
That's your move.
Okay. So Volkmar, that's the print.
Looks good. Looks
Muted.
good.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
can
we're
hear you.
back to them.
Yeah.
So now what?
No, you can talk. I had unmuted for you. So you
Okay.
can
Oh, look at that. That's nice, Bob.
Okay, guys, you're driving down the street.
Yep. Stick the phone down in
This is
there.
where we used to be. I still don't see anything here, but that's okay.
Wasn't that up near where you lived?
Those are
Isn't
the
that
ones that
your
were
house
there
right there?
originally. Hey, go to my house.
That's the yellow one's your
All
house, right?
If I back off, the newer buildings I have, the real estate building,
Right.
the next to newest. The bar was always there.
Okay.
And then the newest one's a pizza place that I just finished.
Oh, cool. That looks
Okay.
nice, Bob.
I got a couple more to do.
Yeah, we
Right.
got a hole up there at the
There's
top
the
past your
house.
house. Right.
And deli across the street from the house. If I back up, you can see the
Another
grass.
tour of your layout.
Something like that.
Now that I have you on
That little
full
building.
screen.
And that building over there is just a fill in until I put together a couple houses that belong there.
Yeah.
Okay. And this 4-inch streetcar just blown through. I don't know what the heck that's from. So most of the buildings that are on here now, except for that guy, are typical of replicas of what was there.
Right.
Except
Right.
for the barn back there, which is in the field. I have 3 more houses I want to build. To go here, and back there in the corner.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll be out of room.
Can you do me a favor? Can you take your
Yeah, anyway,
camera and kind of lower it down by the building?
has claimed
I
this
don't think they can hear
module.
me. That's the
So
problem.
when I'm getting rid of stuff, she's gonna get this module. What else we got? I got a few cars. And by the way, go up here. This module is a replacement for the junction, which went to
Right,
office to PTM.
right.
All right, this module and this one, I'm going to turn them around so that I can use this loop to circle back from up there.
Ah, got it. Okay.
I don't know how well this went, but I'm not good at it.
Now, is that module right there that you're pointing to? Is that, I don't think he can hear me.
Yeah, go ahead, say it again.
I say he can't hear me when I'm talking, so he can't answer my questions.
Well, go ahead. He's right here now.
What?
So the module just beyond the loop, okay? The module that's just beyond your yard, rather, that has you say you're going to turn your yard around.
Yeah.
So the next one with the street with the houses, were they all new houses and stuff? They weren't in Downingtown, were they?
Can you hear him now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, when I got rid of the junction, I
Right.
built that module. It's an old Tom O'Donnell piece. But I built that, and then I've been putting buildings in there until I'm happy with their configuration of the buildings. Then I'll do the scenery on it.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing on the one module when you came over for the meeting, is I had buildings in there that were different.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with it now. So I think I'm going to start if I can get to it.
Yeah, I like the street up on top by your house. You know, that's a nice representation of what's up there on the hill. Except now you have to put some streets in that have some slope to them. Well, I can, it's funny because when I was a kid and I was in high school, Mrs. Kilduff, I think it was one of my elementary school teachers. Her husband actually had played baseball in Pittsburgh. But she said she lived in a house. She says, I can remember looking out the second story window into the first story window of the house next to me. And, so I was just saying that, your streets are flat. You got to get a little Pittsburgh into them, with some.
Yeah, I try to do that in the junction, but it's got to be a 3 foot right here, huh? Okay, short one.
Yep. No, I understand, but
Yeah, can't do that too well.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, especially with modules and stuff.
Yeah.
You get them in there, you did what you do.
Yeah, back around the corner, my railroad goes up a hill.
Oh, is that where you put it? Further around?
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like you have more room than what you did in
Narrow
Downey.
gauge railroad.
I'll do another flyby later.
Yeah.
But yeah, his narrow gauge railroad goes up a hill. So Ed, we're going to get back to you and Volkmer when we talk about modeling news. Everybody's here that's going to be here now, so we're going to start the meeting. First of all, I want to thank Bob for trying times here at the Dietrich household with sickness. But Bob was gracious enough to hold us. So thank you, Bob. And I showed the spread a little earlier. You're missing some really good donuts. I thought they were Krispy Kreme. Those donuts were so
Oh, I
good.
didn't miss them. I saw I could taste them all the way up here.
Okay, I'm going to ask Charles to tell us a little bit about the money situation. And the calendars too.
Yeah, the cash account has $250.79. The checking account has $3,502.32. And the money market account has $18,785.31. And the PayPal is $142.48. So the total cash and bank accounts is $22,680.90. So we're profitable on the calendars, and basically, we're still awaiting payment from Nicholas Smith, Lackawanna County Trolley Museum store, and SEPTA. So SEPTA did come through with an order of 50.
They did or did not?
They did.
Good.
The Boston Street Railway Association, they ordered 50 last year. And they didn't, they're not selling counters this year. But they did send out in their publications, they gave our contact information. So I think we've
Oh,
been
that's
getting,
nice.
yeah, so I think we've been getting a few orders from people that had normally gotten them through the Boston Street Railway Association. So it looks like we're going to be sold out, very possibly.
Got about a half a box left.
Yeah.
I haven't got mine. I'll be getting it today.
Well, when the people realize that they really have to pay attention, that when the ads come out, they really got to get their calendar.
Yeah,
They
and
do
I
sell
really
out. That's
appreciate
good.
if people would get them earlier, because when they come later, then I wind up having to deal with the Christmas lines at the post office, etc. So really, I'd like to, get the orders out if people are interested in like October, September, October. See, and then I think lately the post office, they're putting these surcharges in on some of the things. So the priority mail, we thought it was going to be like $9.85. And after a certain point in November, it went up to $10.
Yeah, people are going to demand charges. I'll tell you what I've done, because I've been selling stuff on eBay and shop stuff and my stuff. I got a scale.
Yeah.
Well worth it, because I used to have the post office. Post office used to give you these things. They're 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, and if you stack them together, you can get up to 6 pounds. So those are free scales if you want to take a guess of where you are. But the point is, use their online thing and print the labels, and then just stick them in the mailbox out front, and the mailman will take them for you. You don't have to go to the post office. I got out of standing in line. Most of the time I show up with the boxes already, with the labels already prepaid, and all they do is they scan them in and I get an electronic receipt.
Yeah, a few years ago, they had that click and ship or so.
They still do.
But somehow they continued it, or they changed it or something.
No, it's still there. It's still there. I use it all the time. They have,
yeah, there was a while I was
version.
using it, then I couldn't use it anymore. I don't know what happened.
Wow, really? It's there. I use it every day, or every day that I need to. I mean, it's helpful. The only thing I don't is overseas shipments. I've had a couple overseas shipments, and my biggest problem was I had Canada, because they wouldn't accept any mail to Canada. Finally,
That's because they had a postal workers strike.
yeah. No, I understand, but one guy really wanted like the HO Seal RVs up in Canada. He really wanted them. I said, I'll take them over to UPS, but the UPS store is expensive.
Yeah.
So I want to send them by mail. Send them by mail, it's $20 some. Send them by UPS at the UPS store, it's $40 some. Now they got there, and he already took build an AL RV out of 2 Seal RVs. So, he was happy to get them, and he was happy to pay for it. But use that labeling program, save the wear and tear on your body. Standing in line is absolutely no fun. And sometimes you can get it may be slightly cheaper if you do it yourself. Well, you have to pay for your own labels. That's the only thing. And I just have a label stock that I've been using for months and months, and years probably, that I just run through the printer. Anyway, just a thought, like I said, save the wear and tear on your body. You just don't need all that aggravation.
Well,
And
Ed,
I mean, you're doing a great job for us sending all that stuff out. We should make it as easy as possible. Uh, like I said, the scale that I got was cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And
I have a
it's
scale.
more than enough for what I need, and I can do anything on it.
Yeah.
And Click and Ship will give you it. Before it used to be only priority mail. Now you can get effectively what was ground. They don't call it ground anymore. They call
Okay,
it,
but see, more packages. See, I think before when I used the Click and Ship, it would do first class mail.
it'll do anything now.
Yeah.
It'll do anything. Just
See,
take
and I
your
think
time and look at it. Like I said, it behooves you to do it to save you
a couple of
all
years
that
ago,
extra work, which is no
when I
fun.
used Click and Ship, what it was, it would do like regular first class mail, but it would include a tracking number. You got like a tracking number for free.
Yeah, I get everything. Everything is tracked. You always get a number. Anyway, just a thought. I don't want to belabor the point.
Do you have to establish an account to use it or so?
Yep.
Maybe that's it. Okay. See, I think what
Set
it
up an
was,
account.
I had the Click and Ship. I could use it without establishing an account.
Well, do you know why I have an account? Is because it has an address book now. So if I happen to be sending things regularly to multiple people or on occasion to the same people, it has all the information and I just type in the last name and boom, it populates all the fields. Again, to save time. It's a lot of work. Yeah, we should move on to something else.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us anything in that model news?
Well, I'll tell you, all the HO CLRVs that I brought in sold out right away, and I've got orders for a bunch more. I have to make another run from China, but they're significantly different in cost from what Rapido is going to be offering. I mean, yes, it can be ready to run, and yes, it'll have sound with them and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily what everybody wants, what everybody can afford. And now they're taking the kits that I have and they can paint them almost any different way they want. And I'm waiting for it to see somebody paint some with alternate artwork. And one guy made an ALRV out of two of them. So those are good. I have them in O scale. And of course, you walk in with this thing in your hands and people say, oh, geez, and this is a one-piece print.
Wow.
And I mean, the floor is separate, but it's a one-piece print. It comes with all the clear window glass. And even where there's a sliding window, the clear insert is staggered so it fills in the one window that slides over the other one.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you can do. And Volkmar, it's can attest to the fact of working in CAD, you're effectively designing something full scale and just shrinking it down. And you can do a lot of really cool things. It's just, getting the right printing and getting the right curvature tools in CAD to get everything to smooth out nice. I mean, this as big as this is, it turned out nice.
Is that G scale or is that O scale?
Yeah, it's basically LGB. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just took it. I said I wanted to see what they could print. I said, "Can you print this?" And they go, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, here's an order. Make one."
Oh.
So they did. Basically, all I did is I took the O scale one and told them multiply that by this much and print it. And so they did. Just made one. I know I'm not gonna. I hope to sell it sometime. Maybe when the right person sees it, they're gonna go, "Oh gosh, geez, I need some." I said, "Good, here." O scale one, a variety of those have sold. The HO ones, they love those because, of course, that's the lowest price point. And there's a lot more HO guys than there are O scale and the like. So, you know, we're also working on trying to get finish up the details on the Kansas City cars and the state paint scheme. Basically what Bowser had done, except we're doing it in O scale and we're doing it correctly because there are things in the HO cars that are not correct. The doors aren't quite right, and some of the other detail isn't right, but we have it right. Doug just finished a beautiful set of the cows for the O scale and has all the logos, all the signs, all the state names. I mean, Bowser did that too, but our fonts are correct because you can see it in O scale. You can't see it as much in HO.
Yeah.
So they kind of compromised. And Doug did a great job. I mean, there are N's here that are different depending on which state it is. New York is different than New Jersey. And South Carolina, that S has got all kind of curlicues on it. Somebody in the paint department went crazy when they put that lettering on the car. But
So those cars,
it's a lot to get all this stuff squared away. I mean, I'm anxious to do more with Volkmer just walked away. I was going to segue into him. And yeah. Um, Finishing up though, besides that, we also have our big Lehigh Valley Transit Interurban project for the 800s, both freight and passenger. And we're trying to pull in all the details and variations. And I don't have a body here. It's nearby, but it's not right handy. But they turned out exceptionally well. We just need to get, like I said, all the details quite right and little things that you notice on the test prints. But the freight motors are great, and there'll be a couple variations on them because they did differences in the doors. And years ago, I did all the research for the artwork for all the different paint schemes. And of course, you know, you can get an 800 box motor and do it in about 2 different paint colors and about 3 different letterings. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do. We're also paying attention to the fact that there were 2 series of 800 LVT cars because the first series were made for street boarding and then they went to platform boarding on the second one. So they had to have the door up higher. So you'll see some goofy doors on the first number cars where they cut up into the letterboard, and all they did is they put a piece of wood on the top of the door to make it higher. And so the arch in the door is like a foot lower than where it should be on those cars versus the other ones. We picked up that variation, and there was one where they changed the bathroom windows to the middle of the car. We'll make that one too. And Gary's doing the artwork. I was very pleased with what we were getting. We're trying to add in as much building finishing details as we can, like inserts for windows, so you can paint the car and then just slide the window glass into the wall, so you don't have strips of window glass on the backside. You can do that on the bigger interurban cars. We'll have all the seats and partitions and bathroom and everything else on them. They're turning out really nice. I'm very pleased. It's you know, and it's one where one person just doesn't see it. It's like you need 2 and 3 and 4 people to look at it, and we keep on picking up little details. We noticed that on the PCC cars, where I said, "Damn it, that headlight's different on that car." Oh yeah, it is. And we saw something else with markers. If this guy has a roof headlight, he doesn't have the markers. Oh, well, this one has markers. Oh, but he doesn't have a roof headlight. And Charlie passed along something to us about the paint. Oh yeah, later on they went to a darker blue and a darker red. And you know, we'll try to have it so that people can make whatever car they want. That'll be great. A lot of fun. And then I'm thinking into the next 2 or 3 projects, stuff that should have always been made, but were never made. And I don't want to elaborate on it, but most likely there'll be bigger cars and a couple smaller cars too. There are cars that we need to make. And Volkmar, I'm going to transfer over to you so you can put on your mic.
Ed, before you
Oh,
go,
there you go. But I was looking, I can see the nice electromobiles there, 3 different variations. There's a Scranton, and then I see an Altoona and Logan Valley. And there we go, which is different, has that one marker on the left front, which is different than the Scranton one, although both of those cars are about the same. And of course, the New Bedford, which had the wide platforms. And
Ed, can you hear me?
yeah.
Just to precision, this is.
Thank you. Yeah, Volkmer, you need to talk so we can see the cars. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a new project because I try to print directly in color. This car is not painted. It is printed with several colors: dark green, yellow, and for the moment I can only make horizontal paint schemes. I'm not able to making rounded or vertical paint schemes, but this comes out very fine. And I think it's nearly impossible to paint it so fine. And you don't need decals. Decals are nice, but not very durable. Over the years, they can fade. And this is dyed in plastics. This is mass dyed. And this car is not painted at all. There's nothing painted. Yeah. And I will show you I will come back, 1 second.
In the meantime, while he's there, I wanted to mention that I'm getting another load of Blackpool cars.
Yeah.
And we will be transitioning into making additional paint schemes. I know some of the guys from Ohio wanted the boat tram that ran at the Trolleyville. So we'll be making a couple of those. And of course, that's at Washington Capitol Museum right now also. So we'll be able to make that in the yellow and the blue. Right now, he just finished things up in between air raids and bombs. Okay, back to you, Volkmar.
This is the end scale version, also printed with the same paint scheme, the New Bedford paint scheme with very fine lining.
And that's end scale.
Yeah, this is end scale, this is HO scale. I don't did yet. I will turn also to O scale. I made O scale Scranton cars. Body without the roof. And this also is not painted. This is printed in color. You can see it inside. You have the same color inside and outside. And that is the latest development to get rid a little bit from painting, from paint jobs. Who are very complicated, and this is something I did. This is Texas, Northern Texas Traction.
Right, NTT Crimson Limited.
Yeah, Crimson Limited in N scale. The roofs not fixed. This is my beta model. And normally when I start a new model, I start in N scale because it makes less trash, because you have always the first model is not good enough. And once the N scale model is good, I scale up to HO and add details like riveting. And in N scale, normally I make very few riveting or not at all. And then from HO can upscale to O scale, adding interior views, more details even than O scale.
So, Volkmar, on that Crimson Limited car, if I may ask, that has arch window frames that are a different color.
Yeah.
Is that printed or happen to be?
Yes, nothing is painted. All is printed.
Ah, so it's cream, but you're able to get the dark wood color around the window frames.
I'm printing the windows are dark brown, and then the cream and red and the black belt line. The roof is another part, so this is no problem.
But it's a one-piece body.
Not at no. The ends are printed separately. For
Oh,
the
okay.
sides. And this is
Are
glued.
the windows inserts or are they
No,
printed?
there are no inserts, only in the ends. There are window
Really?
inserts.
That is really good.
Yeah, and this is the new. I will talk about it perhaps next time with some 3D explosion drawings, because it's very complex, but the result is stunning because you can make.
Well, and also remember with that North Texas traction car, that's the same as the Galveston Houston Bluebird.
Yeah.
So you can paint that. It's all a Stone and Webster design.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you can change your filament and you can be making Bluebird cars.
Yeah.
And they also ran in
Mhm.
4-car trains.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
which is pretty amazing. But I imagine being on a street way back when, having a 4-car train of those guys coming through. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, what were some of the Blue Bonnet cars also?
Yeah. I have the Texas traction book, and I am in
Yeah.
contact with preservation groups in Texas. There are several cars preserved from northern Texas. They're under a roof, protected
Yeah,
outside.
for HO guys, I mean that's quite a combination of cars there.
Yeah, and I did also the trailer was a little bit different. So this is a trailer car.
Oh, you did the trailer car. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. With
Was,
the sheet metal
Yeah. This is,
awning on the back.
in fact, it was a motorized trailer, was a motor car with one motor truck, but without control. So it was always attached. And yeah, this is my beta models. And this will making a nice train. I will show it the next time on Facebook. It's my
They're great. Let me tell you, those have always been exceptionally handsome cars.
Yeah, and Texas is somewhat a forgotten land for traction modeling. You have many Indiana and Ohio models and East Coast, but Texas had a big network, but there are very few models available and very few made from over the time.
Well, the one nice thing is that Stone and Webster had that standard car design that they made. They had standard streetcar design. They had a standard interurban car. So any of the properties that they managed, they bought those cars. Yeah, but that I had those. I don't know if I still have it up on the shelf. I have one that's painted Bluebird colors.
Yeah. Once
So
I
you have a 4-car train with that on the last car. I mean that's fabulous.
So, and at least this is Shaw Fast Line, a wooden car, and I made a dark red version of just the end, and this is
That's
green.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 different colors.
Yeah, nobody knows exactly if the cars were Pennsylvania red or were Tallman green. So for testing, I made those ends. And those are not painted. This is printed with inserted windows, brown windows, doors. Yeah.
There's not many people around who saw them in 1922 before they were repainted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when you start looking at the Atlantic City stuff, I mean, Doug went through. I see Mr. Doug has finally made it there, and all those cool variations on the car with the original wooden ones and then the sided ones. And gee, how was it painted and how was it lettered?
Yeah, in the end, every car was nearly different from any another.
Yeah, so I actually got a flat car so that I could have a wooden Atlantic City Shore Fast Line car pulling that flat car with the automobiles on it when the road was closed that
This-
one
The
time.
famous auto train. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on the combine also. It's nearly finished. The design is nearly finished, and I will start a test print soon. So I will have the wooden version. You can have it in green or red or gray. You paint yourself, like
Mhm.
like you
So
want.
did you have you printed any parts of your Union traction car yet? Or
I have an N-scale version. Wait a moment.
It looks great on it.
let's go get the stuff out of the back, right?
It's humongous to have it. Refresh center row, on it's what you call well car. It's completely level as then you.
Okay.
Or around, so that the propeller.
You know, that's another classic car there. And it's unique because it had that funny roof headlight on it. It was kind of molded into the roof.
Yeah. I have it here. And this is an N-scale car. It's already very nice. So it's over Tomitech Drive, but there's no. This is a modified. Yeah. This is N-scale, and I will soon upscale for HO scale, and it will look. Finally, it will look like the Union St. Louis built cars, which have the same length. This is HO, and this is with the Bowser drive, or you can have other drives.
Have you used any other drives over from Europe?
Helling is producing again drives, so you can use them. And what's not bad also is Tenshodo.
Did you see the drive that was just on Facebook? It was an MB Model-y. He had a metal, he was actually having a metal floor. So you have a little bit more weight to the car. And he had a center motor with 2 trucks.
Yeah. And this is normally, I think we will not have problems to have drives because Helling is making again, and we can have Northwest Shortline, Bowser, Tenshodo. Tenshodo is making cordless motor drives now. Very
really?
Fine trucks, motorized trucks. And with
you saw that, speaking of drives, the issue with the howling on the ore switches, we solved it widening.
Helling is notoriously underguarding just 0.5 millimeter their HO trucks. So you have to spread the wheels, but it's easy because they are a plastic core on metal axles, and you can carefully and spread 0.5 millimeter wider. And this is the problem with Helling over the years. The HO gauge was 0.5 millimeter smaller than standard. So
I hope to get there in when we're in Vienna. I tried to go visit them the last time, but I just couldn't fit it in. This time I hope to get there.
When you are in Vienna, you have to try to see them. I think they have reopened their store, but I will tell you. I will look. Sometimes I'm in contact with them, and I can tell you. They're a little bit outside, but it's not hard to reach them.
Yeah, it looks like you can take public transportation.
Public transport in Vienna is fabulous. Streetcars it's like Prague.
Of course, another good European city with lots of street.
Yeah. So color printing is my new hobby. So otherwise I'm doing the stuff usually you know from my Facebook page or from my internet store. If you have questions, don't hesitate to mail me. So, but I try to communicate every time on traction Facebook groups on my own homepage, and so and participate by Zoom sometimes, like today. And I will come to own town.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Very good. Great.
Ed and Volkmer, thank you very much for allowing us to be part of your conversation. This was so entertaining and so,
Mhm.
I learned a lot, and I can't wait to Allentown to see these models and touch them. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Hey,
See you.
before we go on with any other model news, Ed,
Yes, sir.
one suggestion is that when you're talking about the different color reds and blues, were you talking about the bicentennial cars?
Yeah, the bicentennial Kansas City cars.
Right. You might, before you do anything permanently, you might want to reach out to some people. I don't know who your sources are. I
Charlie
know.
Long.
What's that?
Charlie Long.
Yeah, okay. Of course, Charlie, you might correct me on this. No, the darker red and blue was when they got rid of the bicentennial lettering.
Well, see, they did the bicentennials as a special project with custom-made paint.
Right.
After they started to get worn and all, and they needed like touch-up paint,
Mm-hmm.
what Bob Hughes was able to get is they then had established their standard set, like the bus code.
The bus code.
Without, they had the Gulf oil cars. And the Gulf oils car had like a darker blue.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to get that blue that they used on the Gulf oil cars to touch up and patch the blue on the bicentennials was a slightly darker blue.
Right.
The same thing, they also had the Toronto cars. The Birmingham cars of Toronto,
Right.
that they kept them in the Toronto red,
Mhm.
which was sort of a darker red.
Right.
So we got that paint that SEPTA had the same color that they used for the Toronto car. So we use that to patch up the red and the blue on the bicentennial cars.
Right. But I believe once they started doing that, they took the decals off.
No, they still had,
Yeah.
Some had- you know,
Okay,
and
good.
that's,
I remember cars being painted, so,
without it staring at pictures.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to make sure there's
See,
pictures.
so that's why you'll see pictures in later years that have like a darker blue
Yeah.
and a darker red. And that's what it is. They used
Those colors, yeah.
those colors, the
Yeah.
Toronto red and the
Yeah, because
and the Gulf oil blue.
yeah, and I went round and around with our friend out in LA, and I hope he is safe with the fires. He was going to initially do the decals in black for the Bowser cars.
yeah, I
Because-
know.
Photos, they look black, but they were not black.
Now,
Yeah.
if you look at, Doug made this sheet and we discussed all those colors and we have accurate photos. Also, you've got to go almost car by car number and look at them over time to pick what you want. So I tell people, you want a car with a certain name on it, find a photo. Because in that way you can verify your colors and verify that they even had all the detail on it. Every once in a while, I think it was some of the stars disappeared. Or on some cars, they looked like the regular car, but the logo wasn't on it. You know, they may have had the stars, but no logo. You have to go car by car. When we got into some of the other Kansas City cars, that's when Steve Olson, who's working on this, came up with the variations on the doors. Because the Kansas City had certain types of doors, but when they went to Toronto, they changed all the doors. And then so they're either flat doors or curved doors. And also the window spacings changed. So you've got, again, look at what car it is, and we have all those booked into the variations I'll cover when I get the bodies printed. So we'll be able to do that. I think we're good with the decals. Like I said, Doug did a fabulous job. Steve has been my knowledge base on a lot of the variations on the cars. He had photos. He's been studying them for a while as it is anyway. So we have that. And right now he's actually painting some of the car bodies I gave him so that we could have some samples. And he'll take care of the changes that need to be done, but we'll include them for the customer in the prints, the next set of prints. And we're trying a lot of different stuff, like even on the CLRV, the cars now have holes for the lights and markers. And then I had inserts printed in clear so that you can illuminate them and have a lens in front of it, which you can then color to some other color, with a marker or something. And because Doug had suggested that, and I said, yeah, I think we should try it. So on the O-scale cars, you can have that. And on future LGB size cars, if somebody wants it, I can have it done that way. But those are some of the added details that we're trying to put into these things to make them as good as we can. It's like the $6 million man. We have the tools, we can make it better, and so that's what we're trying to get done. And everything we can to make it easier for the modeler. And with CAD, everything is registered. The only thing we have to worry about is when you print, sometimes it's not quite perfect. Like we found out the window inserts in CAD are perfect, but when you print them, like a silly little fraction of a millimeter, it's crazy. What are you going to do? But we're trying to work through all that, and it just takes time. Oh man, it's take time. So, yes. Thank you for mentioning about the colors. I really do appreciate that. Again, you've added something into the conversation. And when people have comments, I tell them, don't hold back. Let out the comment, because there might be something we don't know. I don't know anybody at SEPTA to ask. I'm not from Philly. I wasn't here when a lot of that stuff was running or did not have intimate details. What I see is in photographs. And for me, what I like to have, something that runs on my layout. And that's what I'm trying to get done, so that, you can imagine with the Lehigh Valley Transit cars, they used to run them in 3-car trains. And Gary says, those are long cars. I said, imagine a 3-car train going down the street. I can tell you, remember, I don't know if here's a real quick one. Ned Salter had a hobby store in Norristown. They lived right by Sweet Square. And one day his wife was waiting to catch a bus to go downtown, and an LVT freight motor was coming down the street, and the guy knew her because he knew Ned because he had the store. He stops the freight motor and in the street. And he says, come on, I'll give you a ride into town. So she hopped on the freight motor and went into town. So it was probably 2 or 3 freight motors rolling down into town, and she got a ride. But there's history, there's social things, there's everything that goes along with the models. It's just not a car. I mean, it's something neat. It represents something.
Okay,
Anyway.
anybody else, any model news? That was a lot, though. Can't wait
Oh,
for
that
you.
was a lot. And I didn't talk to Charles about the decals for his CNLE either, which he needs to talk to me about so that we can get that corrected. Well, he's got a beautiful model. He's got this beautiful wooden model. Hi there, how are you? I saw you walk in. And he's got these beautiful models, and he's talking about the cows that he has that are falling apart. And the unfortunate thing is that if I actually had a website that had a lot of information, I'd be spending all my time working on the website, not doing anything else. And I have too many other things to do. But we determined all of those CNLE decal details for all those freight trailers and cars and stuff, like every nuance and variation, and included all the data that was not in anybody else's decal set that they just never bothered doing. You know, it's like freight trailers have the letter A and B on the end with a circle around them. Nobody ever had that. We put them in our decal set. You know, that all made a difference. But the big thing is ask questions and find out, because there's a lot of stuff around, a lot of private stuff. Anyway,
Okay, does anybody have anything for good of the order? We've been going for almost an hour now. Good of the order? Go ahead. Okay, so, shall we leave this on or shut it down? I think we're
I
gonna
believe
shut
it.
it.
I came to talk to everybody.
And listen, I should have started out, Happy New Year, Healthy New Year, and to people like Ed and Volkmer, prosperous New Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And prosperous to everyone else too, all for
And-
modeling.
And see
Here
you
you go.
soon or later or soon this year. Have a good time, and I will go to dinner. Bye.
Nice to see everybody there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Thanks.
David Gallagher wandering around back there. Whose hat is that? It's sticking over your left shoulder. No, that's not you. Who's the knitted hat there?
This?
No.
No, that's David's son, right? How you doing,
Yeah.
buddy?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Say
How
hello,
you
Bruce.
doing? You're sitting down. We had to wake him up though, too. Anyway, Happy New Year. I'm hopping off. We'll see you.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you again, Bob.
You bet.
One. And Volkmer, you're I can now see your terminal there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
All right, we ready? Yes, we can go anything large. You get mother in the back. Say hello. Open the center doors. Close. Somebody paid. I wonder. Step back and then shoot from the middle up front. Shoot in front of them. Just go back. Shoot the body of the car. I'm ready when you're out of the way.